Hey, everybody who is tuning into my YouTube video today. So, I want to start the video off by saying that this is in no way trying to infiltrate, break up, ruin anything of that nature, their relationship. I do not care, and I have stated multiple times to him and to her that I do not care about their relationship, what they're doing, how they're doing it, is none of my concern. Absolutely none. However, he has multiple occasions tried to triangulate me with this girl. He has told her that I want him, that I'm crazy, and that I am, what do you call it, still in love. I'm jealous, like a whole bunch of stuff. And I'm like, okay, whatever. Because honestly, if it's not about my kids, I really don't care what people think or say or feel within their soul. So the first time that he tried to use that excuse to excuse whatever he was doing, he said he wasn't cheating. Side chick says otherwise. Who am I to tell? I mean, I don't know. I wasn't there. So he, we were, the first time he did it, um, I was, of course, still pregnant with our son, and our daughter was still very much wanting to see her daughter, her dad. So I was talking to him. I was like literally in mid text when he texted me, stop contacting my girlfriend, something, something, something. And I was like, first of all, you got a girlfriend? Okay, let me stop. I was like, and second of all, what the fuck are you talking about, bro? Like, what are you talking about? And then he was like, you're miserable and blah, 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 and you're miserable. I was like, I was like, what? And so when he said a couple more things that I probably should put on this on here, but I didn't. Ugh, I should have did that. Hindsight. And I was like, what are you talking about? Because I for real had no clue about what he was talking about because I hadn't contacted nobody. Then I was told by not him because he was denying it still because he was trying to still get back together. I was told not by him, but by his side chick that the girl that he was now calling his girlfriend um was pregnant. And I'm like, oh, okay. And I was like, oh, wait, hold on. I was like, if she's pregnant, that means our kids obviously are going to be siblings. And I'm thinking to myself, like, I watch a lot of TV. I watch a lot of talk shows. I watch a lot of reality shows because that's what I do. That's why I like, don't judge me. Anyway, so I'm like, oh my God, well, I don't want our children to grow up not knowing each other. And then when they get older, because they're only a few months apart, which means they're going to be in the same grade, they're going to be like, they're going to have to, they might eventually meet in a way that is not family oriented, right? So I was like, the last thing I want is for my son to look at his sister and be like, ooh, I'm gonna hit that. Or vice versa, for her to look at my son and be like, mm-hmm, he cute as hell. I don't need that. I don't need that type of drama. And then that's his sister. So me, I reached out to her because I didn't want any animosity or bad blood between us because honestly, I knew that she was more than likely the side chick, but that was inconsequential to me because one, I didn't care anymore and I no longer wanted him, so it didn't matter to me. Also, that there's a baby in it now, so I didn't really care about what happened. I cared about the children. So I, being a dummy, reached out to her and I was like, hey, I don't know what's going on, even though I knew exactly what was going on because I know him. I was like, but if someone contacted you, it was not me, blah, 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 blah. And she gave me the typical, I'm a young, dumb girl response. I'm not saying she's dumb, and she's really not that young. So this is really boggling. But that's the response she gave me. That's my man, and my man, and my man, and my man, and my man. And you want my man. And I'm like, girl. I'm like, okay. I'm like, all right, cool, whatever. So I told my then fiance, now husband, I was like, listen, I can physically see him take his penis and stick it into another female. And I will not say a word because she is still at the level of she crazy, she want him, girl, she mentally unstable. But I'm so mentally unstable that he gave me multiple children and stayed with me since 2013. But if you want to believe that BS, girl, go ahead. Do you holla. Anyway, so let's get into it. So I'm going to take it back a little ways, and I'm because he said from I believe that she knew about me the entire time. I think he's telling this particular lie for other people, which don't know why they're believing it because we've been seen together in pictures and everything for the time he said that we were quote unquote broken up. But I digress. Okay, so we're gonna take it back to October, right? So let me go ahead and share my screen. So in October, we were still in a relationship. We were still together. We were still obviously having relations. But oh my God, but according to him, we were broken up, but this is not broken up, and I have more. Don't worry, there's more. So as I was saying, we were very much, of course, in a relationship. Here is another screenshot of some of the things that were said, like the whole "I love you" and stuff, and you can see the dates, right? But that's neither here nor there. And I was getting fed up with him. Period. I really didn't want any more contact with him, but I wanted my son more, so I was like, okay, well, I will keep on keeping on to ensure that our son is at least born first. But then I couldn't take it anymore because he was getting on my nerves. But on his birthday, we got into a fight. But that day we didn't end up seeing each other. We ended up having sex. And people who know him know when his birthday is. So that was that. And that was all in November. Um, but again, like I said, he would tell Master he was coming, but he wouldn't come until night. So she'll be either tired or asleep or ready. Um, and he wouldn't come during the day. So I got tired of that as well because if you're so in love with your child and you want to see her so bad, why do you only come at night? Because you don't want to see the child, you want to see the mother. But he'll play that game like, oh my God, I didn't love her. I didn't want to be. Yes, you did. You still do. That's why you're acting the way you're acting. But I didn't care about that. You were supposed to love your child. So that was that, right? But he continued down his path of being who he is as a person. So it was like, mm, I was getting tired of it and I was ready to basically call it quits. And he didn't want me to. He was telling me that he loved me like every other day. So finally, I was done and I broke up with him. So I started getting memes, a bunch of them, a bunch of times a day. Here goes some right here. And let me see. Let me go ahead and get the other ones pulled up. I started getting memes after meme after meme after meme because he didn't want to end the relationship. And the fact that I didn't sit right with him. So he would send me memes all the time, sometimes 30 at a time, sometimes just five, sometimes 10, whatever. And I would block him because I was tired of my phone going off. I was tired of getting memes. I was just tired of it all. I was like, why won't you, let it go? I don't want to be together. And keep in mind, he has another female on the side and she's pregnant, but he still is spending his time trying to get me to stay with him and to quote unquote let him come home. And I'm like, why? What's the point of that? If you're in love with someone else and you want that person so bad, why am I even a factor anymore? And I'm telling you that you're good and you can go do what you want, but still, that's not good enough for you. You want your cake and eat it too, or you just really feel that you effed up because that's what he told me when he came to visit in January. But I'll get to that in a moment. So let's talk about this. So on January 31st, he sent me these yet again. And I'm like, okay, first of all, let's unpack this. Why would, okay, that be a factor? Whether you did me wrong or I did you wrong, why do you want my attention? Why do you want me to quote unquote not avoid you? What do we have to talk about if it's not for the children? Because he never talks about the kids. It's always about me, what I'm doing, who I'm doing it with, or something of that nature. It's never just, hey, let's talk about the kids ever. It's always some BS. So let me show you the second part of that particular message. Give me 1 second. I gotta find it. Let me show you the second part. Is this it? No, let me show you. That's what I'm saying. Like he tries to play this game as if I am just overly sensitive when it comes to him and I just want him back so bad and I just can't take it. No, because I could have had you. I didn't want you, obviously. So why are you now trying to make it like I'm the crazy obsessed one that just couldn't let you go when all I wanted to do was let you go? Now, here is the second part of that message. And this is what I wrote to him because I was for real done. Like, he's up here playing games like, oh, I didn't mean what I said. Oh, I meant what I said. I didn't want to be with you anymore. And I was done. And you need to stop sitting up here trying to lure me back in, triangulate me. At the same time, you're telling her, obviously, that you love her, you only want her, and you don't want me, and blah, 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 blah. Well, great. If you don't want me, let's keep it that way and not want me. Stop doing this. And okay, and let me show you something else. All right, so this is the next set I want to show you. This is before January 31st. I'm showing this for content. I'll explain that in a minute. So you see what time he said that he's gonna come see his daughter. It's December 28th. It's 9:08 a.m. I'm like, okay, cool, whatever. I was like, I'm gonna go back to sleep because he knew where the house was. He had been there before. So I'm like, well, he can just come and knock on the door and knock on my window like he usually does, and I'll go and open the door. So that's where we're at there. So let me show you when he texts me again that day. Okay, so the next time he texts me, as we can see, it's 4:45 p.m. Well, 4:31, and I text him back at 4:45 because I'm like, why do you want to come this late? Like your daughter has been up all day, eating, playing, jumping, doing her thug dizzle. This is getting close to her bedtime. This is getting close to where she's about to wind down for the day, about to go to sleep. She about to not have a care in the world because she about to be knocked out with her unicorns, right? Okay, so why would a man want to come to his baby mother's house at night if it's just to see his kids? Ooh, 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 ooh. I know because it wasn't just to see his kids. He wanted to come over and see me. He wanted to come over and spend time with me, lay down with me, chill with me. It was about me. He can say, no, it wasn't about my baby. It wasn't about your baby at almost fucking 5 o'clock in the afternoon when you know she go to bed at 8. It wasn't about your child. Because you know, just like I know you weren't going to leave. You had no car, you had no way to leave, and I wasn't going to take you because I was at this point about 7 months pregnant, going on 8 months pregnant. So I knew for sure I wasn't going to take you. So your plan was to come over my house and to stay the night. You even told me that was your plan. And you told me because you knew that my significant other was out of town at the moment, you were going to come over and you should be able to stay with me as long as you want to because you were the father of my children and he was not. Play with me. All right, so I'm about to share this one as well. Okay, take a look at this. So this is the next day after I told him that he shouldn't come over because it was nighttime and that's not appropriate anymore. Okay, so this is the next day, and you see that he's telling me he's on his way at 10:25 a.m., right? And I'm like, okay, cool, whatever. So what I found out, because he wasn't there in time or on time at all, I called him and I was like, hey, where are you at? Because, your daughter's waiting on you. She's been waiting on you for a couple of hours. So I'm like, where are you? So he is having the new supply slash side chick slash turned into new girlfriend um give him a ride home because when I told him no, you cannot come over my house today, he then was like, well, I'll go to my side chick. He didn't tell me this, but well, he'll say he'd go to the new supplier, which was his side chick before I broke up with him, which is fine because that's what she's there for. Because when I say no, she says yes, right? That's why side chicks exist. So she did her job. But then he was driving her hair. She was being quiet as a church mouse, and I'm up here not yelling or screaming at him. I'm asking him questions. I could hear that he's in a car, and I'm like, "So are you on your way home?" I'm like, "What's going on?" I was like, and then he's like, why are you asking me questions? I'm like, because you're supposed to come see your child. Why else would I be asking you questions? You know, I don't care about nothing else. And he then he said something smart to me. I can't remember what it was, but it was something along the lines of if I was having sex, then I wouldn't be so upset right now. I know at that time he meant if I was having sex with him because that was his plan. I knew that's what he meant, but I was like, I'm getting plenty of dick. Don't worry about me. I'm good. And then his whole voice, his demeanor, his body language, his voice, everything switched. And he was like, you mean to tell me, his exact words, you're carrying my child and you're having sex with another person? And I was like, well, I'm carrying your child and you're having sex with another person. So what's the difference? Because he was about to come over and try to sleep with me if he could. And not only that, he had been doing it for all the months prior. So I'm like, what difference does it make? Why does that make the difference to you? It's because he didn't want me doing anything else. He didn't want me moving on. He wanted me to eventually take him back, and that's what he was hoping was going to happen. And I was like, no, she can have you. Congratulations. Do what you do. I don't want it. I don't want it. And she was being quiet as if she was used to doing that. So, in my opinion, she knew about me the entire time. But if she didn't, let's say she didn't know that I existed in that way, and let's say that she didn't know that our son was on the way. But I do believe that she knew. I believe that she knew, and she just didn't care. So, let me just say this. So, he's telling me that she a trifling asshole. The first story that he told me about her was that she had sex with him with her mama feet away. And I'm like, well, you fucked her with her mama feet away. So if she a hoe, you a hoe. What? Like, I'm not a little girl. You cannot gaslight me, sweetheart. Then y'all both disgusting. What the fuck? Yeah. And then after then when that didn't work, he tried to give me the whole, oh, it's probably not my baby because she was easy for me to sleep with, blah, blah, blah. I don't care. Use a condom. If she that easy, then you shouldn't be in there raw. Now should you? Your dumb ass. Okay, so, but anyways, he's telling me that she's just nasty, and then she's telling her that I'm just nasty, but yet he's sleeping with both of us without any protection. So, which means if we both nasty, that means no telling what we're doing, right? So we could potentially bring back something to one another. This could be a trapped in the closet situation, right? So I'm thinking to myself, you running around here sleeping with everybody with no protection, not caring. You don't care about my life. You don't care about your own life. You don't care about our unborn son's life. You don't care about her life or your unborn child's life. You don't care about anybody. But you're a catch. Like you feel that, I mean, she may not see it this way, but I do. I'm like, that's not a catch. If you're willing to put me in danger and you in danger and her in danger, you're not a catch. You're a horrible person. Because the things that could happen when you contract an STD while pregnant with your children could result in death, blindness, retardation. There's so many different things that it can result into, and you just don't care. So if you feel as the due supply, whether it's her or someone else, that you're winning or that you won because the other woman gave up and was like, here you go, then you look like a clown. Because what did you win? You won a person that you know is a liar. You won a person that you know is a cheater. You won a person that you know is not inherently a good person. No matter how sweet they can be, inherently in their heart and their soul, they're not good people. Because if they were, they wouldn't have been doing what they were doing in the first place. So, like I was thinking, but didn't say when you were first like, yes, my man. If you feel that you won, my baby, my girl, my dear, then you won. I don't know what you won, but you won. I don't want it back. That's why I gave it to you. Because as you can see so far, everything points to if I really wanted to have him, I could have. And even when he was saying that he was with you, still could have had him. So there's that. Um, so I don't understand why you really believe in your heart and your soul the BS that he tells you, because it doesn't make sense. And if I believe, because I do, that you were the side chick and that you were trying to build your happiness on what you thought was my misery, I truly believe that. And that's just, that means you're not a good person, but that's besides the point. Why would I warn the side chick about other side chicks? Why would I contact you? Why? Not only that, if I feel, which I do, that you were the reason for my family breaking up, oh, I don't feel that way, but I do feel that you knew what you were doing. Yes, I do. Then, and then I'm still sleeping with him, or I still want to sleep with him, or whatever the case may be. Why would I tell you? Because he already knows he can't come back, quote unquote, home to me because I don't want him. So he knows that he can't come stay with me, lay up in my house, use my washing machine, eat my food, rub on my booty. Like he can't do any of that no more. Like we're done. Like for real, we're poop, poop. There is no more. That's not gonna happen. So since he's finally starting to come to grip with that, and the more he comes to grip with it, the anger builds. Like he gets more and more angry with me because I'm rejecting him. And I'm telling you, like for real, bro, I don't want you. And let me go ahead and show these texts real quick. And I'm telling him here yet again. Well, this is before the 31st. I'm telling him here, if it's not about the kids, I don't want to talk about it. But he insists on talking about everything but the kids because he's so worried about what I'm doing, who I'm doing it with, how I'm doing it with them. And I'm thinking to myself, why do you care, sir? Like, if you don't want me, why do you care? Why? It's so annoying. And then my other thing with this is like I would block him, right? I would block him and he would tell you, oh, she blocks me because of you. She blocked me because she's jealous. She blocked me because we're together, blah, 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 blah. And you believe that bullshit. What I don't understand is why you believed it because he was blocked well before I knew you existed. Because keep in mind, he still really wasn't telling me that you exist. So I really didn't know who you were until the side chick told me. So I was like, okay. So again, he's telling you that I blocked you because of him because I was upset and I was jealous. Excuse me? Yeah, no. I blocked him because I didn't want to deal with the memes anymore. I blocked him because I didn't want to keep talking about my personal relationships with whoever the hell I was with anymore. I blocked him because he always trying to call me a hoe for moving on, but yet he was sleeping with me, you, and another person at the same time. And he has ghetto twins running around this piece, but he wants to call me out my name. No. So he would get blocked regardless. And when I would block him, he would get upset. Yeah, but it had nothing to do with you. But so my question is if I wanted him so bad and I was just so infatuated and so in love and I needed him to be able to leave, then why would I block him, ma'am? Why would I close communication? When I want to keep the lines of communication open so I can, I don't know, talk to the person I'm so in love with and so infatuated with and can't live without, that I was like, that in itself was dumb. I was like, because did you never ask, like, hey, why does she block you? Or did he volunteer, like, it's because of us, girl? It's because of you, boo. Is that what happened? Like, what? Because he couldn't have gave you a good explanation of why he's being blocked. I can't think of a good explanation of why he's being blocked that would result in you thinking, oh, it's because girl, she want him and he don't want her. No, no, no. As you can see, yeah, he does. Yeah, he did. Yeah, he will always. And it's not because I'm just so fucking fantastical, even though I am. I do shit rainbows and piss glitter. However, it's his ego because all the other girls, including you, see him as, more than he is. And he likes that. And I'm the only one that's like, yeah, I'm good. Um, I synced it. I had it. I don't want it no more. So y'all carry on. You have a happy life. So, as I was saying, so like I said, I don't know why you believe that. I don't know why that sound plausible to you. And then he kept texting me something about him getting called from private numbers. Yes, I would call him private sometimes because I call everyone private. That's my thing. And when I would realize that I was calling him private, I would unblock it. But never would I call him at 2 o'clock in the morning. And he kept saying that. And I'm like, what would I possibly want with you at 2 o'clock in the morning? I was up here like 8 months pregnant and I was tired. I was sleepy. I was, what? And I was like, I can't believe she believes this. Why me? And then you know what? I'm like, now that he has blamed me now for a third time, because if he wouldn't have said it this third time, if he would have left me alone and not brought it up this third time and said, hey, yeah, it's Nikki. Nikki's doing it. Yeah. Then I wouldn't have never said any of this. This video would not exist. But I'm not going to keep letting him use me as a scapegoat to do whatever he's doing behind your back. Because, sweetheart, it will never be me. Because as I had demonstrated, if I wanted him, I would have had him. It's not like it was hard. So stop. And then my thing with him is also, he said something about Desro's account, which I'm not really shocked that is her again because her self esteem is lower than the rest of y'all. So I'm not really shocked that it's her again, but I'm like, the things he lie about makes absolutely no sense. And I'm gonna tell you this because the person that's behind the Des Rose account was stalking my infant, threatened to kill her, was harassing my parents, all because Lindell decided that at that time he no longer wanted to sleep with her for the time being. I'm not saying he didn't go back, but for that time being, he was letting her go. So she, of course, being a person with feelings, she, was hurt. Her feelings were hurt, which I understand that, but that has nothing to do with me and my newborn. So she was doing this. Hold on. Let me show you what was happening. One of my good friends, she received this from the Des Rose account. See that? Because his side chick slash cousin slash stalker slash everything, because she has low self esteem looking ass, was stalking my child and trying to find out where she was. And this was the rest of that conversation. And I got multiple of these. I'm not going to put them all out because I asked her, was it okay if I put hers up? Because I didn't want to disrespect my other friends. But I got multiple, basically the same thing. Hey, she's looking for your baby. Be careful, blah, blah, blah. And so we went to court with her. I got a restraining order on her. And my sister had hired a private investigator to make sure, because we figured it was her, but we wanted to be sure. And so my sister got a private investigator and he got paperwork, a stack that I showed to Mr. Reeves prior to the court date. And I was like, look at what you're doing to our child. What is wrong with you? Our child is like a week old. I have enough on my plate. I don't need your cousin stalking me because you stopped putting your pee pee in her. And we went to court. And of course, I had the evidence, but not only did I have the evidence, she admitted to what she did. She admitted a million times what she did. She admitted to stalking our child. She admitted to it. She admitted to, she didn't admit to threatening the baby because I guess that's too far. But she admitted to everything else. She admitted that was her. She admitted that why she did it was because of him. She admitted to everything. So for him to text me the other day talking about, oh, well, you've been, for him to text me the other day and tell me, oh, well, you've been Des Rose the whole time, and now I'm in a little relationship. Des Rose is back because you're sleeping with her. That girl ain't just popping up out of freaking nowhere. You have put your pee pee back in the child. So yeah, she didn't popped up again. And now you have cut her off for yet another female. So now she's upset again. But I don't think you really cut her off because apparently she's still contacting this girl, the new supplier, the girlfriend, whatever. So yeah, hello, like what? Like you sound stupid. So like I said, I'm gonna say this for the last freaking time. It is not me, ma'am. It is not me. And it will never be me because I don't care and I don't want any parts of this man. And I wish you would understand that. And yeah, I know for a fact without a shadow of a doubt that he's cheating on you right now. I know with who. And I know when, maybe kind of when it happens. But am I gonna pick up the phone and tell you no? Because did you pick up the phone and tell me that you were sleeping with my then fiance while I'm pregnant with our child? No, you didn't. You didn't care enough about me to not endanger our child because of course you don't know me. I'm not saying you should have. He should have. But you participated. So now that what I know about what's going on, no, I'm not going to tell you. I had no intentions of ever saying anything. I just don't want to keep being the scapegoat. So That is my problem. I don't want him to keep putting me into this circle of BS and him playing the, oh, Dickie's so crazy and she want me victim. No, I don't. I don't. I don't want you. I don't want anything about you. You get on my nerve and you make me sick. Point blank fucking period. I don't want you. I've been saying that for a while now, and I have more texts than that. So I suggest you leave me alone. And if you uh new supply girlfriend, fiance, wife, whatever you are this week, if you ever want to sit down and have a grown up conversation and you want to for real actually talk to me, considering our kids are siblings, even though he you know what, I'm not going to get into what he told the girl, never mind, but you need to do that. I will give you my phone and I will let you scroll through all the texts that he has sent me over the last year. You're probably not going to be too happy after you see him because there's a lot I love yous and I miss you. So it's probably going to piss you off a little bit. But hey, at least you know what you're getting into. So if you're not married already, which if you are, congratulations. I hope you guys are very happy. If you stay complacent and you don't ask questions, and you let him do what he's gonna do, you will be married a very long time. You're probably gonna be unhappy, but he'll be happy. So that's all you gotta worry about, right? Is making him happy. So if you before you get married, if you're not already married, think about everything that you saw today. Because I know he's about to gaslight the fuck out you. He's about to tell you that, oh, she crazy. None of that stuff is real. It don't exist. I didn't do it. I didn't say it. I wasn't there. No one was there. I understand. He gonna want to make you feel crazy from seeing what you saw. And I'm telling you, I have no reason to lie because I have no dog in this fight. Like y'all being together and getting married is no consequence to me. I don't give a fuck. The only thing that's gonna do is up my child support, especially if you have an income too. Yes, yes, Lord, and y'all live with your mama, which means you, in the eyes of the law, don't really have any bills and have a lot of excess income. They feel that that excess income can come to his children that he has with me. So go ahead, do you, boo? I was like, but don't let him gaslight you too much because you're going to be the one that has to live with the decision that you make. I'm not saying leave him, Lord. Lord, please don't even think that. I am not saying leave him. I'm not saying anything, but don't believe everything he tells you. Use some common sense. I know you feel that you love him and y'all have that cute little munchkin together. Do not just let that blind you. And I'm saying this from experience because Lord knows I've known this man for a long time, and I loved him when I was 15, up until I ended the relationship because I was done. So I know, I understand. I'm not faulting you, but what I am going to fault you for is not being smart enough to look past the bullshit. Because me blocking him because of you, but I don't know you exist, doesn't make sense. And as I showed you in the text message earlier, I was blocking him because he was sending me memes. I was blocking him because he was trying to get back together. I was blocking him because when I would not comply, he would send me derogatory texts, which only reason why I didn't put those derogatory texts up is because I don't want my children to see them because they are teenagers and they are on the internet. And the last thing I need is for them to see their mother being called horrible names by the person that they loved as a father figure. They don't need to see that. So like I said, if you ever want to meet up as a woman and as the mother of siblings, I'm happy to do so. And if you want me to bring my phone with me, I will bring it to you. You can scroll through everything, but I guarantee you're not going to like what you see because this is just the beginning of what happened. This is a tad bit. Now, with that being said, I want to let everyone know that there will be a part two to this. It has nothing to do with that, with the relationship or the past relationship. It has nothing to do with any of that. It is the one about the children because is lying about our child that I was carrying when he got someone else pregnant. He is lying about me allowing him or not allowing him to see our daughter. He is lying about why I won't let him see our daughter. He is lying about me keeping her away. And I don't trust people with my child. And honestly, after the side chick contacted me about the new supply and what she said about my children, I don't trust her with my children. Because if you're as disgusting to say what she said about my kids because you're trying to get up under my skin, then there's no telling what you would do to my child. And I'm not going to leave my child in the hands of somebody who doesn't care or love them and think that you can make fun of them and it's cute. So that will be video 2. So y'all be blessed and I will see you momentarily.